Good morning, Tony Dattino, founder of the USA Memory Championship, doing my Live with Tony on Monday. And my goodness, it's hard for me to believe half of August is already gone and we're fast getting to September. Here in the Windermere, Florida area, the schools have already been a week in session. So my goodness, it just makes the summer seems like it's gone when our local kids are already in school and the school buses and driving past the school zones have already backed up traffic, made it difficult to get to where you want to go. Kids got to get to school, which is the good thing. All right, I want to talk today about an article I read this weekend that I think should have been on the front cover of New Scientist magazine. So my current issue of New Scientist, I love this magazine. I renewed my subscription for it again. And I'm just trying to say, it's the August 9/15 issue of New Scientist. Just a great magazine. Always, every week, it's got something in it about cognitive fitness, mental health, the brain, the latest discoveries. And not on the front page, to me, was probably one of the most significant articles that were in this month's or this week's issue. And it comes on a page that talks about strict routine slows cognitive decline. And I pull that out because a meeting in the workshop that's being done at the YMCA with Michael Dattino and Catherine Hagen, I am seeing people who are in that workshop that are getting major benefits from the workshop they're doing that addresses the early signs of dementia or early worries about your mental and cognitive fitness. And here comes an article from the New Scientist August 9 issue. Lifestyle changes really do seem to help people at risk of dementia. Now, I'm not sure if all people, in fact, I'm sure not all people are at risk of dementia, but my goodness, we are all at some risk of losing some of our cognitive functions. So why are we not exercising our brain like we do with the rest of our bodies? If we're exercising our shoulders and our arms and we're doing things for our neck, maybe we're doing things for our abs, we're doing some things for our thighs. It's showing more and more that exercise is a good thing for the human body in terms of heart health as well as mental health. So what are we doing to exercise our mental health? Continues to be the holy grail for be it Alzheimer's, dementia, or just plain old, hey, I'm still alive and well and I'm still cooking. And so lifestyle changes seem to help people, particularly if it's regular and it's structured in groups and trained facilitators. And it's like, whoa, now who the heck, like, who's done this study? It's like, let's grab that. It's a lifestyle change helps your mental fitness, and whether you're at risk of dementia or not, it helps your mental fitness. So if you go to the YMCA, you go to the local gym, you go to any of these fitness centers, who's giving you any kind of education, training, or structure that helps your cognitive fitness? It's like a whole new world that the science world is talking about in terms of cognitive well-being. It says it's particularly helpful if you're doing it in a group and somebody knows what they're doing that's doing the training. So here comes the Wake Forest University School of Medicine in North Carolina, who have been running an investigation that's being reported here called US Pointer. US Pointer, Pointer. Wake Forest, North Carolina, doing this study. They've been doing it for several years with people 60 to 79 years old. And I would suggest if you did this study for 45 to 60-year-old people, it'd be an interesting study and probably even more beneficial. But for right now, they've done it with people 60 to 79 years old who had a sedentary lifestyle. Meaning we're sitting around watching a lot of television, or we're sitting around not being very active, not being very engaged. And they had a suboptimal diet and met at least two dementia-related criteria. Maybe it's a family history. Maybe it's just not actively engaged mentally in anything anymore. And more importantly, maybe they're not socially active, feeling lonely or isolated. Participants were assigned to a group to encourage physical and cognitive activities. So they had two groups. One group is going to go through a structured process of physical activity, mental activities, a little bit of diet, and an important piece, social engagement. There's another group that was basically put together over these 2 years. They had some activities to go do. They were given some things to do, and they didn't meet quite as frequently. I'll give you the results, but I wanted to share. The structured group meetings over 2 years had trained facilitators, and their plans involved exercise at a community center. They followed guidelines on diet, and they had brain training, and in groups that encouraged social interaction. The other group was self-guided, and they received some education and gift cards that were intended to support their change, encouraged to go to gym classes. 2 years later, both groups showed improvement, but the structured group improved by 0.24 standard deviations per year. Now, I need to get a mathematician to tell me what a 0.24 standard deviation improvement was for each of the 2 years. But the point that the study is that the change in what they were able to discover was significant, and that the 2-year structured intervention can delay the aging clock by 2 years, the aging clock in terms of mental fitness. So this gets me like, wow, I've been watching this program that Michael and Catherine have been doing for the last 3 years, and looking at the difference of the participants that are actually in the workshop, but more importantly, the activity that goes outside of it with the family members that have encouraged the members to be there, and what a difference it's made in the lives of both the attendees and for the family members. And so today, we'll be going over, they will have started their next semester. They're doing now 16 weeks. This thing started out 12 weeks, then it went to 14. Now they want 16 weeks. They don't want to have a 1 month break anymore. They only want to have a 2-week break. So it's expanded by the demand and the desire of the people who are in the workshop, and now they're working on how do we get this structure that we have, the secret sauce that we've uncovered, that certainly matches what they're talking about in this 2-year study done at Wake Forest Medical School, School of Medicine at Wake Forest, North Carolina. And so it encourages good habits and some structure, and what Michael and Catherine do in this workshop is just amazing. That literally fits what was in this New Scientist article. So I certainly, as you can see, I have taken my New Scientist magazine and I have taken this page out, and I will be bringing it over to them. It's probably encouraging news to see that what they've done for the last 3 years, that they've seen in the lives of the people that have attended this work over the last 3 years, has scientific backing that says, hey, what you guys are doing is groundbreaking work. Now the question becomes, how do we get this groundbreaking work to be shared by more people on a broader scale? And that's a great problem for them to have, because I think they have found the secret sauce. And I think when you see the changes in the lives of the people who have been attending this work, and the family members and how excited they are about it, you've got to see that Michael and Catherine have got something worth talking about. That's my sense, and just as a reminder, I've done this last week, and I'll probably do it on Wednesday. This Saturday is the 26th USA Memory Championship at Full Sail University, and we are putting the final touches of that together and getting all set to run our 26th competition to find out who has the best memory in the United States. So it's going to be a busy week, but I read this over the weekend, and I just wanted to share it with my Live with Tony audience.